guys, and welcome back to my 1.20 survival world. Thank you very much for joining me. Today we're gonna be dealing with building my base here in the desert. It's gonna be very, very interesting, I think, I hope. First of all, let me show you all the work that I did to gather all the materials that I needed for my base, because it took me a very, 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 very long time. It was okay. So let's move on to how I bravely gathered all the materials that I needed. Yes, bravely is not the right word. No, it's not the right word. Let me think. It's painfully, slowly, and inefficiently gathered the materials that I wanted. That's what I really should have said. Right, okay, so let's have a little look. So I went about and gathered a whole lot of materials on nearby areas. I planted a lot of trees so I could gather all the wood that I needed, as well as some leaves. You will see there that I have some bamboo growing, and I had that, so mostly I used that for making sticks so I could trade with Fletcher in the village, so I could get some emeralds to do some more trades with the other humans there. And you might note between those trees, it's gone out of view, I had some trouble with some nitwits. They kept on getting in my way, and I was worried I was going to hit them while I was trying to cut wood and the bamboo. So I put some boats, and in the end they ended up in the same boat, which was quite sweet. They sort of kept company with each other. I put them in a boat so that they would be nice and safe, supposedly. Anyway, so yes, I carried on. It was quite boring, and I think I'm going to skip on to the next bit of what I did. So apart from doing things in the desert, I also visited nearby places to gather some other materials, like for example some wood, but I also got some dirt and some mud. And then I visited the nearby swamp to get some mangrove wood and some more mud and some mangrove leaves as well, because I needed them. And then I went off and I got myself some sheepy ships because I needed the wool. But apart from the sheepy ships, these Cowsywazes came along as well, and I told the Cowsywazes, I told them, I only need wool right now. If you come with me, we're gonna have to kill you and your offspring for leather instead. The cows just went moo moo. They didn't seem to care. So I thought, okay then, shoot yourself then. And I brought him with me. Anyway, so yes, that's how I got some leather. But I didn't kill all your Cowsywazes though, of course I kept some. So you'll see later. Anyway, so I went back to my spawn area, which was this village, lovely savannah village here, because I had started off a mine there. I was able to get some more iron that I needed, rather than making a new mine, since I hadn't built my base yet. And I also got into a cave and I got myself some, glowing glow lichen. And nearby there was also a bee nest, and I was able to get some honeycomb from that because I needed it for candles. Yes. So anyway, one of the main things that I wanted to do at the village that I spotted is I noticed that there were squid that kept on coming up to the surface to die. I did notice that squid have that habit. They tend to, I gather from what I've observed, they seem to get to that point where they know they're going to die. They decide to go to the surface, to die at the surface, and they leave behind the ring sacs. And I needed black dye, so I thought, okay, so I'll hang around and wait for them to come up and die, and I can collect the ink sacs. But I did notice that they were struggling a bit, so I thought I'd help them. And I put some slabs so that the incline of the ground was a bit more gentle for them, to make it a bit easier for them to kind of climb up. I did think it did patch that, so I also lowered down the earth around some of the more popular areas where the squid went to die. And I started off by making them into paths to lower them down, but then I thought, no, that's not a good idea. I'll turn them into tiled land because it kind of gets waterlogged as well, which I think might help the squid. So I did that, and it proved quite good actually. All the squids seem to come up and die in peace in the way that they wish to do that. I was able to get all the insects that I needed. And I made my way back home. Now, one of the things I mentioned that I got some honeycomb. Yes. Well, I needed some string as well because I wanted to make some candles. And I thought, what better way to get string than to find a mine shaft? And since there was a nearby mesa close to the village, I thought, I know what, I'll go to the mesa and see if I can find a ground level mine shaft. And I had a very, very good look around, and there was absolutely nothing. There was no mine shaft there. So I thought I'll pop into some of the caves that I saw and see if I find the beginning of a mine shaft in there. So I was being very, very brave, and I was really, really scared. I did bump into a couple of spiders, which was good because I was able to get a bit of string, but not enough, unfortunately. Then there was this mob of zombies that came along and freaked me out. So presumably there's a spawner in there, which is quite interesting to know. I might go back in there when I have some better gear. But yeah, after that I thought maybe I should go a bit further down. And see if I can find a mine shaft in a cave lower down, as you can see here. I did not find a mine shaft, no, but I did find a geode though. Now, I did need to get some amethyst clusters for my base, so that was quite handy, but I did not have any silk touch tools with me, so I had to go back to the village to make one. I thought I'd light up the area at any rate, so that it was nice and safe and no more monsters would spawn there, and then I gathered some iron. And then that happened, and I had a mini heart attack by falling into lava, but I did survive. Thankfully, it was okay in the end, and I was able to make my way back. Now, one of the things I didn't mention was that, in the last episode I showed you a camel that was in the village. Well, that camel had walked off, and I couldn't find it again, and I thought it had despawned. But no, I've actually found it on my way back, and I thought, this time I'll make sure that I secure that camel and make sure that it doesn't walk off, because I don't know if I'm going to find it again. So when I went back to the village, not only I made a silk touch pickaxe, I also took the saddle that I had found in one of the treasure chests I had found, and I was able to take the camel for an adventure with me. And I used the function that the camels have jumping, yeeting across canals and stuff. It was good fun. I really enjoyed having a little walk with a camel because it reminded me of real life. A few years ago, I went to the Middle East and I had a chance to ride a camel, and that was great fun. So that was a nice little memory. Anyway, so I went down, picked up the amethyst clusters that I needed, and then I made my way back to the village. Now, while I was in the village and carrying on with the rest of the grinding that I needed, I hadn't found all the string that I needed, by the way. It started getting really, really dark. I didn't notice that. It seemed that there was a thunderstorm going on, but of course, because I was in the desert, it was raining. And it got really, really dark, and these monsters spawned. So I had to deal with them. I managed to get spider, which was really, really handy because I needed the string, so that was good. And there was this creeper, as you can see here. I tried to kill it with melee, but I'm not very good at that. Creepers always explode on me, so that's it did that as well. So no changes there. I killed a couple more spiders and was able to get all the string that I needed, which was really, really handy. But in the meantime, a tragedy was going on at the village. Yes, look at that. A horrid husk, one that killed the nitwits that were in the boat. Oh, I was heartbroken. Yes, the poor nitwits I had put them there supposedly for safety, but then they couldn't run away from the husk, so the husk got them. I'm not doing that again. Anyway, so I tried to pull myself together, put myself into work, and I carried on with stuff. I traded with the villagers, and carried on getting all the materials that I needed. So let's go back to past Little Goblin. So through all this fuss, I managed to get quite a lot of lovely humans get into really useful trades for me. So let me just show you very briefly. I have a silk touch fella, who also has agro affinity. I've got a mending fella, who also has quick charge. That's interesting for me. I have a lovely fletcher here, who I have for emeralds, but also for nice bows. I have a feather falling frog. Yes, also has quick charge again. Anyway, and I also have an infinity guy with a sweeping edge 3 and lure 2. Well, yeah. I have a fortune 3 guy, who also has smite 3, which is not very handy. And I have this thorns 2 guy. Well, I have never had thorns before, so I thought I'd keep this fella. But that got Curse of Vanishing, which is not at all useful. On lure 2, which I already have. Why, my good fella, why? Who's gonna want Curse of Vanishing? What a waste of all trade. Anyway, I have a lovely toolsmith where I can get some lovely tools, diamond tools, very handy. I have a weaponsmith where I can get some lovely diamond weapons as well. Very good. And I have an armor. I can get some lovely diamond gear here. And also, for a bit of fun, some other things as well, if I really want to. And I have stonemason, where I was able to get all my quartz for my base. Well, guys, now it's time. It's time to punch. Haha, it's time to fight. Well, no fight. I need to light up all the areas that are underground where I want to build my base, so that I can make sure that no nasty monsters spawn all the time when I am there. So that's what I'm gonna do. Now I have my sword, I have my axe, and I have my bow. Okay, I've got plenty of torches. It's nice and early in the morning. Let's go and have a look and see. I want to... No. That way. Oh, okay. You see? There's something going on here. Oh my goodness, yes. Indeed, that needs to be sorted. Yeah, right. Torchy. Not very good. Right, okay. I think it's fine. It's nicely lit up. Let's have a look. It looks like there's more going on around here, no? Okay, let's have a look around here. Yes. Oh, look at that. Oh my goodness. Oh, there's a fallen cave there. Right, okay. Oh my word. Right. Well, there's only so much I can do about that. Okay. Come on. Right. What's over here? This is more. Yes. Okay, I don't want to go too much that way anyway. At some point I will explore. I will explore the caves once I've settled here. But right now I want to concentrate on the whole base building thing. Okay, so let's kind of flatten this area out, I think. maybe a bit more this way. Okay. This is the I lit up, isn't it? Yes. What's this? Oh dear, there's more of that. Okay, let's lit this up as well. Come on. Yeah. Okay, sure. Thank goodness, there's quite a bit of light here, so it's okay. Good. Right. Okay. Food. Okay, right. Okay then, let's mark where how big I want this space to be. Okay, we're gonna do work on terraforming now. Let's flatten this area out. Right guys, as you all have seen in the time lapse there, I was able to bring over all my things and the materials that I needed for the base. So now I'm going to be able to start building. So we're gonna move on to the main time lapse of the episode, which is building my base. Let's go! reached the point at my building that I realized that I actually needed some spruce wood. And I had seen it in the distance on my travels, but I hadn't actually got there, so I didn't have any spruce saplings or anything. And I thought, oh great, so now I have to travel all the way back there. But I thought I might as well do it. And I took the opportunity to take some bones with me, so I could also tame some wolfies because I wanted to get some doggos. And I also took my saddle with me because I wanted to tame also a donkey. I always have a donkey. I love donkeys, so I made sure that I had a donkey as well. So once I got the doggos and the donkeys and the spruce, I was able to get back to my base, and then I also went back to the village and grabbed all the rest of the things that I had left behind, as well as my livestock, to fill up my base, and also to start with the terraforming around my base. So let's have a look at that. We've done it. I finished my base. Now, let's have a look at the interior. Yeah, we have seen the exterior, but not the interior. But no, actually, let's have a little walk around. Because it's one thing seeing it from the replay mode all the way around. It's another thing to actually get a feeling of what it is to be at ground level. At the personal level, and see what the feeling is as you walk through here. So here you see I've made a little oasis section here with the palm trees and the lake, and I made sure that it's nice and shallow so you can walk across it as well, so it's nice and easy. And I used the oasis to have an extension here to have some arable land. So I've made some irrigation channels with the palm trees. I'm not 100% happy with them. I should have made them, I think, taller and maybe a little bit less wibbly wobbly. I think I'll be revisiting the palm trees a bit at some point. But so far they're cool. I quite enjoy walking through here. It definitely gives a feel of you're out in the sun, in the scorching sun, and you sort of walk through and you get into a nice shady, cooler and a bit more humid area here. So I quite like how that feels. Now let's go for the base. Now it's getting late as well, so I'm gonna have to snooze. So in that case, let's go first for my bedroom. So I'm gonna make a huge tour around. So this is my south entrance. There's a little entry point there as well. But around here is my eastern entrance, which has a nice little fountain as well over here. I hope this footage is not too choppy, but anyway, so through here I ended up putting some gates there because too many annoying people were coming through here. I'll pick up those in a moment. Right, so let's have a little snooze. Here we go, this is my bedroom. Lovely. So I've got Cheddar in here to give me company. So yes, you see the interior. I've got for a kind of ethnic look for the whole of this build. I do have some inspiration that I took from actual, real life buildings. Obviously, you can't replicate exactly what it's like in Minecraft, especially when you're trying to do it at this scale. Certain things don't translate very well in a cubic scale of Minecraft. But I did my best to actually give the feel of certain things here. I will put some images, I think, that I found on the internet so that you can tell roughly where I got my inspiration from. So this is my courtyard. There's a little tree I built here that is meant to be a little olive tree. I used mangrove, no I didn't, I used jungle leaves and oak leaves because in the desert they sort of take that hue that I thought was quite appropriate for an olive tree. And yes, so there's another little spring of water coming through. So it's supposedly this area is a sort of oasis area with little kind of wells and little springs that come through the ground, and that's why there's a little tidbits of green. The main bit is where the lake is that I showed you, and the rest is tidbits here and there. So there's a little sitting area here. Right, which way shall we go? So this is like a main entry point, and in here we have like one of my working areas. So in here we have furnaces and everything you need to make tools and weapons and everything else. And I've also got plenty of storage for things, for materials and stuff. There's a little sitting area here. There's a little cooking area here. Yes. So I've got a smoker, furnace, another crafting table, and also here I've got materials for food that I get. Also on this side, not quite that many because I tend to eat more vegetables related things. And there's some more storage area where I have like wood and saplings, various things like that, as well as more precious thingies and drops and stuff. I haven't quite decided fully on the organization of my storage area. I'll see how it goes as we move along. So yes, let's carry on here. So this is like the overspill storage area. So you can see from my little from what I'm saying here what things are. So you can see what I've got in here, and quite a few of them are still empty because I haven't got quite that many things yet. Yes, but there's plenty of space for things in there. In here there's a little working station here. So I've got this little section here I have left undone because I'm planning to put some soul sand here, and I will be growing my nether wart here for my alchemy. But here I have like general things that I might need for my farming and various adventures and things. Right, so I quite like this area. I like this southern entrance point. It's quite sweet. It's quite graphic. So you go in. Look at that. We've got donkey and camel here. I started off with having this made out of spruce trapdoors, but I didn't particularly like the contrast of the wood, the dark wood, against the paler walls. So I decided the bamboo went a bit better, and I'm actually quite happy with the bamboo overhang there. Right, so as you walk through here, look how nice. You're out in the scorching sand of the desert, and you walk through, and suddenly, that's nice and cool, and a bit darker, but nice and cool. Maybe I haven't made too much light here, but that's fine. Hey, look, I made one of these vases. They're good fun. I actually got the recipe. Yes, it's a new thing, isn't it? A 1.20 thing. I got the recipe when I got some bricks to make some pots, some flower pots, and I also got the recipe for this, and I thought, oh, definitely I'm using that. It's good. So back here is the backyard where I have all my animals. I don't have all animals yet. I have a little enclosure here that supposedly is going to be for chickens. But I've got my sheepy sheeps and I have my cowsy wowsies here. Yes. I tried my best not to overdo it. I think 4 of it is more than enough. Yes. And Jelly is here to keep them company. I also have one of my woofers here as well. I need to give you a name. Are you going to be Woofer or are you going to be Woofer? I'm not sure. We'll see. So yes, and then up here you go into the upper section. Now upper section has a slightly different feel from the lower section, so you know it goes and it's nice and cool, and it's nice and cool from the outside, the scorching section here. You walk up and it's a bit brighter. I quite like the overhang of the palm trees here. Hello, Patty. And over here we've got this section first. Oh, look at that. So this is like my enchantment, but also my adventure, office, let's call it. So here I have like a little section where I can write about my adventures and the things that I discover and stuff. Yes. So I use this new one. Yes, look, there's some new bookcases as well, which I really like. I've put some of my enchanted books in here, so I can find them easily, but I'm probably going to be using all of these for my armor and tools and stuff. But yes. I've also got a recipe. When I happened to get some feathers, and I got some copper ingot, and I got this recipe for a brush, which I believe it's an archaeology brush. So I'm really keen on using that. I'll make that later on. I made another one of these pots as well, which was good. I really like this one. And then we go through here, and we go into our upper floor section here. There's a lovely little living area here. And here is my alchemy section. And over here is my little adventuring section. Extra adventuring section because I have my adventuring room there. But here is my cartography table. I also have a loom here, and I have some materials here, and more space for more materials over here as well. So I think I have some space for more things to enter here. And yes, look what I thought. I haven't seen anyone do this before, so I don't know if someone has already done this sort of thing before. But I thought that having a glass block with glow lichen around it, it kind of gives a bit of the impression that it's a table with a nice lacy tablecloth over it. I like to imagine that that's the case. But anyway, I thought that looked quite cute. So yes, here we go. And there's various areas that you can look over. Yes, this way and over here as well. These various areas you can have a good look around of the surrounding area. Very nice. And up here you can't go because that's the main roof. Oh, and of course you can go out here as well. Look. Maybe not that way. Here we go. Oh, I can't even walk on the overhang, but I don't want to do that. So this is my base. It's not completely done. I mean, what I'm trying to say is I obviously made this base in one of my creative worlds, and it's not exactly how I made it because I don't have certain things that that I'm hoping to have. Like for example, here I was planning to have some interpose and some stuff like that, but I haven't got those yet. So that's something that I will continue with having and developing and there's plenty of modifications I can make to the space. But I do really like the feel. I will put some, make sure I have some photographs to show you as well where I got my inspiration. Now, the buildings that I got my inspiration from are from North Africa, and they are beautifully line washed. You'll see the bright white, most of them. But I presumably had I could have made them all out of quartz. I did that, had that look of all whitewashed, so that it was all whitewashed. But I actually wanted my build to look like it was lived in, it was old, and in Minecraft it kind of looks. You can sort of do that with having a bit more texturing and a bit more color variance. So I decided to make mine a bit different. So the upper section sort of gives a little nod to the beautiful line-washed buildings that you've seen can be found in North Africa. And here, down here, I have a more kind of earthy toned blocks palette that kind of gives a bit of an oldie kind of feel to the rest of the build, I think. Right, let's go snooze again. Lovely. Okay, I'm gonna need to get some nail tags so I can go on name all my animals. Yes. Right, so yes guys, let's just go and call it a day because this is going to be a very, very long episode, I'm pretty sure, and I don't want to keep you too long, but hopefully next episode we'll be able to do some more adventuring. I'm hoping, with my friend the camel here, I'll be able to go and explore the desert a bit further that we have already done, and see if I'm lucky enough to actually find an ancient desert temple, whatever they're called. Yes, because then I may be able to actually use my archaeology brush and see what I can discover. I might not be able to discover anything, I don't know, we'll see, but hopefully it should be fun. So we're going to be starting our adventuring from the next episode. Now, I say next episode is probably going to be on my hardcore world, continuing with the hardcore series, but the episode after that I'm thinking of having one episode hardcore, one episode survival, one episode hardcore, one episode survival. So that's how we're gonna roll for the time being, and we'll see how things pan out. So guys, I hope you have a lovely rest of the week, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.